Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
I'm not so sure about that creepy whisper voice. What was that one? Where'd that one come from again?
That one, I believe, was inspired by what Shy Guy 32 thought it, in the RealNet, thought it would be funny to get something from No More Heroes. And
That's
then I
right.
Googled it and found a voice that approximated it. And it was very funny, but also inaudible, which is kind of the one thing you don't want to be on a podcast.
Not for a fake net, right? I would be okay with that thing visiting me every now and then if for some reason it deems itself appropriate, but no, I think
it was funny once. Like, we've had episodes where the fake net speaks in Banjo-Kazooie voice, where the fake net talks backwards. It's funny every now and then, but not a sustainable product.
Yes.
How'd you feel about Stephen Hawking making the appearance on our podcast?
Also, I mean, I don't think it was Stephen Hawking himself, but it did make me wonder if they ever gave Stephen Hawking like a better voice.
An upgrade.
Yeah, because like, I mean, AI voice, I mean,
TTS.
TTS is like so fucking good now that
people think the fake net's real.
Yeah, it's crazy. That one was also, I found to be inaudible.
The pronunciations were off. It couldn't do possessive S's really well. It couldn't pluralize anything. Not what you want. So I don't want to call it before the audition process is done, but I don't think either of those two are going to make it. I think we have 2 to 4 more auditions to go.
Okay, good. Well, I'm looking forward to them. Would you like to hear some hot sounds I've recorded?
Play.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast covering classic Japanese role-playing games chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 7, Episode 24, where we are still covering the first hour of Lunar, the Silver Star. Not really. My name is Chris, and I'm joined, as always, by Eric. Hi.
Hey, Chris. Beat by beat. We're the Beat Off Boys. Back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Hello. Hi. Nice to see you. We're in the basement. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of happy husbands who are watching us record this podcast live on a secret video feed that one can find at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, a post-production AI companion, who this week, I thought they were all dead, but we got one of the Ghaleon Ministry motherfuckers in here to do the job.
Initializing Fake Net.
Hello, it's great to be here. My Christian name is David.
Well, that's a nice throwback to the classic Xenogears series.
Yeah, I miss the Soul 9000 sound. I wish it would just undulate throughout the entire podcast sometimes.
By the way, somebody pointed this out today in the YouTube comments on the, I believe, the 4th episode of the Xenogears podcast.
Great, going back in time 5 years. What'd they have to say?
They pointed out that I said I would love to cover Lunar, the Silver Star story one day.
You got what you wanted.
I finally did, I guess. Finally.
Every podcast is a potential prophecy. Speaking of prophecies, do you want to go to Dyne's monument where Dyne, the dead dude, died?
Yes, indeed. Let's continue our exploration of Burg and go here because Ghaleon has some fucked shit to say. Some fucked shit that is not at all ominous at all. When we go up to Dyne's monument and speak with it, Ghaleon chimes in and says something. Would you like me to bring back my Ghaleon voice?
Yes, I only have this for Harmony, not for PS1, so go ahead and tell me what he says.
This monument is pathetic, a feeble attempt to keep Dyne's memory alive. Our world must stop dwelling on the relics of the past and look to the future, a future ruled by one stronger than a feeble dragon master, one who can unite the world with pure strength of will alone.
Will to power, Chris.
Yeah, is he a big will to power guy?
He might be. That's a little bit more violent and aggressive than I think I've seen.
A little Hitlerian, a little bit there.
Like, he has hints of disdain and rage before, but this is almost fully mask off.
Yeah.
It's very similar in Silver Star Harmony, but it's much different on Sega CD. Why don't you check out that blue text?
Oh, I gotta do this one too. Listen, Alex. Dyne was one of the 4 heroes, and he died trying to save the world he loved. I will never forgive a world that caused me such a loss. My bitterness will remain until my dying day. for what it's worth, it feels like the Sega CD quote feels more in tune with what we know about Ghaleon's character to this point in the game. Would you like to go to the spring?
We're going to go to the spring. So if you remember from last month or last week when you last listened, I didn't get any content at the spring because I went before I went to the monument. Chris went after I went to the monument and found something there.
Now, in between my trek from the grave to the spring, I did speak with an old lady that I didn't speak with originally, and I don't think we covered this. I don't know if her dialogue changed or if you missed it as well, but I spoke with an old lady that is kind of behind where the house is on the way to the spring.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And she says, "Magic Emperor Ghaleon, hail the master."
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. No, I feel like I would have made note of that.
I wonder if something triggered in between these two scenes that, like...
Or if there's, like, random prophecies coming out of people.
I don't know.
Like a disturbance in the force.
Null replies for some reason and says, "Psst, sir," even though this is very obviously a lady, "you have a booger hanging out of your nose. Let me get it so you don't mess up your gloves and embarrass yourself."
Fucking love boogers.
Ghaleon says, "The only digits allowed to penetrate my nostrils are my own, you ignorant fop."
What's fop? Can we say fop?
Fop.
Fop.
Fake net.
Initializing fake net.
A fop is a man who is concerned with his clothes and appearance in an affected and excessive way. A dandy.
The lady then says, "Ghaleon, with the death of Dyne, you are now the world's greatest hero. Have you come here to pay your respects to your fallen friend?" So I think something got twisted in the spreadsheet.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, why would they talk to Ghaleon if he was the Magic Emperor? Like, what the fuck would he be doing here?
I don't know. This is weird.
It's very upsetting. Okay, on
I
to
have
spring.
screenshots to prove this too. We're going to go to the spring and walk up towards the top of the screen. The party splits up, with Alex and Luna walking up across the ruins that float in the spring. Ghaleon takes his place on a small peninsula to the side and just watches things unfold.
He just likes to watch.
Yes. It makes me wonder if this can happen without Ghaleon, if you come here earlier. Luna says, "Something about this situation is familiar, isn't it? I always get such a strange feeling when we practice our songs, Alex. It's as if we are not learning the song, but reawakening our memories of them. You've become an amazing man since we started this journey, Alex." So this nose shit is on the nose, right?
Yeah, this was not in Harmony, and it's much different in Sega CD.
Luna then gets sad-faced and continues and says, "No, I'm wrong. You've been a man for a long time. It just took this journey to open my eyes to you. We've already had so many adventures, Alex, and we have so many more yet ahead of us. I know not all of them will be joyful." Finally, Alex and Luna reach the top of the stone monuments that are submerged in the spring and look outward. Luna says, "But whatever we encounter, I know we'll face the future together. Won't we, Alex?" Alex says something. He says, "Of course, Luna. Something wrong? You seem sad somehow." Luna says, No, nothing. Let's go and see Quark. I know he'll be happy to see you." The
Ghaleon
end.
said nothing throughout the entire
Ghaleon
time.
said nothing. He likes to watch.
That's interesting. That is kind of like just a reprisal of we're in this together forever and all time, right?
Resetting the table like one last time.
Okay, so in Silver Star Harmony, they took Ghaleon here on purpose, and they say this is the place they like to practice their songs. And then Luna sings some La 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 songs, like puts on a show finally in front of Ghaleon because he wanted to hear her sing. The camera pans back over to Ghaleon, who says, "This song, could it be? It all makes sense now, the Song of Althena." Then we go flashback to the prologue, where we battled Eiffel.
Really?
The song that Luna's singing continues. Lemia and Mel are face down, Ghaleon's on one knee, Dyne stands proud against the monster. He speaks, "It's not empty." Mel stands and confirms that's right, it's the Song of Althena that she sang as she journeyed beside us. Lemia continues, teaching us joy and sadness of our world and all the people's hopes and dreams, blah, blah. It's the exact same thing that happened, and it's like it is the exact same dialogue from the prologue. They're just going through it over again.
Weird.
Return to the present. Ghaleon spits the dots. The gang agrees to go to the White Dragon Cave. Alex and Luna exit, but Ghaleon lingers behind. He says, "An empty song with no power. No, you and I are not the same. Eiffel." We're back into Eiffel, Chris. We dropped another Eiffel.
Back into Eiffel. So Ghaleon thinks that he's not about to become the next Eiffel.
I think so, or he's like, or the song is not empty.
He thinks he can control the power. He seeks the power, thinks he can control the power,
right.
But he's not going to be able to control the power.
And what do we know about all power seekers who think they'll be the one who can control the power?
They are the one who is torn apart.
That's correct.
Okay.
Sega CD. Music Burg plays.
Mhm.
And remember, Luna is just here on Sega CD because she didn't get on the boat in Saith. They're at the edge of the spring. Luna's happy to see Alex. She tells Alex that she believed in him. Null tells Luna that he missed her and that he's glad she's back with us. Everyone keeps telling each other how much they missed each other and how many times are they going to do this. I don't know. Luna confesses that Alex looks more like a warrior these days. Luna also has no idea who this other dude is. Alex tells her, this is Master Ghaleon, one of the 4 heroes of old. Luna introduces herself and Ghaleon replies, you're quite the charming young lady. You look like... Never mind. Luna ignores that. She tells Ghaleon or no one, I have so many frightening dreams these days. I don't want to sleep. But now that Alex and Null have returned, I feel much better. Alex, I'm going to cook a huge meal today, so please hurry home. I'm making this especially for you, so don't be late. And that's it.
So the new version gives us a relationship, a pre-existing relationship between Luna and Ghaleon because they're able to meet in the Magic City of Vane, whereas Sega CD is only this, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is a good change then.
I agree.
Because I think the mystique that Ghaleon is introduced with during Luna, when Luna stumbles across him playing the harp is good.
So far, that's the best scene in the game. The most fucked up scene in the game. And that and like visiting them at Ghaleon when he's in his office with the clock.
Yeah, I agree. Ghaleon is a show stealer after all.
As time goes on, I want to see where the Eiffel thing and Silver Star Harmony goes before I write it off completely, but now it just seems hackneyed and unnecessary for the most part.
Yeah, that's true. Because you can tell already that there is a parallel being built between Alex's journey and Dyne's journey.
Yeah.
These stories about how Dyne couldn't give up what he loved in order to do the right thing or whatever. That whole story about sacrifice.
And it pissed off Ghaleon forever.
Yeah, but it would be interesting if Ghaleon also has his own parallel experience.
Yeah.
If it is handled with a certain level of finesse.
And if Eiffel will similarly manifest somewhere in Alex's story.
Yeah. We'll have to see how well they are able to play with that. I don't trust anybody to do
low confidence.
Anything. Yeah, but I would love to be surprised.
Are we off to the White Dragon Cave?
We are off to the White Dragon Cave.
How long did it take you to get back to Quark's lair?
Oh, actually, it took me a good while because, first of all, some of these enemies you can't run away from. Or you can't, not get in the encounter with.
Yeah, do you ever hit the run button and watch people struggle and
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
The one thing that I think Suikoden did that should have just stayed forever is
Industry standard?
Industry standard was like the let go or ability. Like after you've reached a certain level, the enemies want to run from you.
Oh, yeah.
So you can let them go.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. If you're too high level in the Lunar version that we're playing, they will run the opposite direction from you.
Oh, really?
In some cases, yeah. Like they'll get the fuck out of Dodge. Like avoid you on purpose because you're this big, powerful monster.
Oh, cool. That's kind of something that Earthbound did as well. But no, I was actually trying to remember my way through this cave without using a map. And I got so turned around that when I thought I found Quark's Cavern, I accidentally exited back to the world map and respawned all the enemies.
Got your own shortcut.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's how to be efficient with your time.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, we get to Quark's lair and music, Dragon, Holy Spirit plays. And the 4 of us approach Quark. He speaks, you have returned, Alex, and even stronger than when I last beheld you. Fucking when I last beheld you.
I love being beheld.
Ghaleon, it has been many years since I last saw you. In Harmony, Quark's second line changed to, do my eyes deceive me, Ghaleon? How many years have passed since we last set eyes on one another? Ghaleon reminds Quark of exactly how many years, Chris?
15, to be precise, Quark. Not since that dark day when dear Dragon Master Dyne.
In Harmony, he says, not since Dragon Master Dyne sacrificed his ...
His ass?
That's right.
Okay.
No more ass on Dyne.
What else could you sacrifice besides your life?
Foreskin.
Yeah, actually, we all do that for the Lord.
Primarily.
For the Lord.
Honor the covenant
Old Testament God.
Yes, covenant of David.
Is it the covenant of David?
I remember David collecting the foreskins. I'm not entirely... FakeNet, what's the foreskin origin, please?
Initializing FakeNet.
There is no reason other than, as God says, it will be a sign of the eternal covenant between God and Abraham and all of his descendants. And I find foreskin makes excellent chewing gum.
Quark the living puppet replies, ah yes, I remember all too well your disappointment. In Harmony, Quark says, ah yes, the tragic memory fails to fade at any age. The children step aside from Ghaleon, and Ghaleon asks Quark another question.
Quark, I have a question to ask of you. This girl, the one they call Luna, is she the child born on that day?
In Harmony,
you never want to fuck with it that day.
Oh yeah, especially when a child's born on it.
Yes.
Fuck, man. You might as well say it's its firstborn. God.
14 years ago, 15 years ago, 40 years ago, all that kind of stuff.
Where did the corpore... Never mind. Not time to ask that. In Harmony, the Ghaleon changes the second sentence to, is she the one to whom Dyne entrusted?
Oh, that gives you a little bit more information.
Mm-hmm. A little wise man situation. Alex fires off the dots of surprise, and Luna smiles and also bequeaths us with dots. It seems Quark wants to say, fuck, but what he actually says is, truth is a dangerous thing to some, Ghaleon. If you knew the truth, perhaps it would.
Our world is on the verge of chaos, dear Quark, and I must know if the cause is what I suspect it to be. Tell me, Quark. Tell me the truth. I deserve to know.
In Harmony, I like Quark's question better because he says, what assurance would this offer you?
Yeah, that is interesting because you think Quark can tell that Ghaleon's about to go off maybe a little bit?
Unfortunately, Harmony then sabotages itself with some dumb language. Ghaleon's speech is, it is during unsettled times such as these when knowledge of truth is of the utmost importance. It is during unsettled times such as these. Who the fuck talks that way, even for theatrical motherfuckers?
People who live in the year 2025. Like MSNBC talks like that.
In unsettled times such as these?
Yes. I guarantee you, I've never watched a single episode of the Rachel Maddow show. Is that still on TV?
Do you think I've had cable in the last 25 years? Why are you asking me that?
I guarantee you that she has, or somebody of her ilk has called these times unsettled.
So it's how you obscure labeling any specific problem and just refer to a general malaise of fucked upness.
Yes. It's not totally incorrect, but,
But just
be a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, be a little more specific, maybe.
Yeah.
Quark takes the bait. You're the Dragon Master's best friend, Ghaleon. If he trusted you with his life, I can trust you with the truth. Yes, Luna is the one. The music stops. Ghaleon turns around and faces Luna, then looks over off the edge of a cliff and deploys his own dots. Finally, Ghaleon faces Quark again as Quark speaks. Surely you understand why Dyne kept this from you, Ghaleon. We then hear a voice sample of Ghaleon laughing like a maniacal villain.
Yes.
And the screen flashes. Hey, here's how Ghaleon left on PSP real quick. Okay, Ghaleon's sprite is replaced by a humongous dude in black armor. He speaks.
Oh, then the time has finally come. My coming out party can begin. Send in the clowns.
So 2 things for that. In Harmony, it's the time has finally come, the time for a new god to restore order to this fallen world.
A new god, eh?
Yeah. Do you know the origin of Send in the Clowns?
Yeah, I believe that Send in the Clowns is a song written by Steven Sondheim for the 1973 musical A Little Night Music, an adaptation of In Burg's 1955 film series, Smiles of a Summer Night. It's a ballad from Act 2 in which the character Desiree reflects on the ironies and disappointments of her life.
It was also Sarah Vaughan's 1981 album. But do you remember why it was in the popular culture at this point in time?
No, but my first note before I looked that up was that I do not understand. I do not understand this reference.
Krusty the Clown sang some of it in Simpsons Season 4, Episode 22 when his show got canceled.
Oh.
Or his own version of it. Either way, but he kept saying Send in the Clowns, which Simpsons Season 4 is one of the all-time greatest seasons of television ever.
Yeah.
Like every aspect of it permeated popular culture, and I assume this was still boiling around at that point in time.
Yeah, reading a little bit more of the context of this in terms of the scene in which this is played is meeting him after so long, she realizes that she is in love with him and finally ready to marry him, but it is now he who rejects her. He is in an unconsummated marriage with a much younger woman. Desiree proposes marriage to rescue him from this situation, but he declines, citing his dedication to his bride. Reacting to his rejection, Desiree sings the song.
Give me some of the Send in the Clowns, whatever we can put in here without copy, whatever.
Yeah.
Send in the clowns. Those daffy, laffy clowns. Send in those soulful and doleful schmotes by the bowlful clowns.
On the ground you admitted, send in the clouds.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Cool. Anyway, the screen flashes white, and Ghaleon's elegant thin man in robe sprite is replaced with a hulking shoulder pads and cape of the Magic Emperor.
Holy fuck.
An upset Quark asks,
By Althena, what have you done, Ghaleon?
Anyway, that kicks out to an anime cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
The music swells when we open on the glowing red eye slit of the Magic Emperor's magic helmet. He rises, or the camera falls, with his black cape surrounding his entire body. The cape fills the screen and the camera pulls out, and the cape is thrown aside by one of the Magic Emperor's hands. The classic cape throw move, Chris. In my head, his next piece of dialogue was no longer Ghaleon, but what he actually says is,
Not Ghaleon, dear Quark. Magic Emperor Ghaleon.
Here's the same line in harmony.
Not Ghaleon, dear Quark. Magic Emperor Ghaleon.
And it's a cool-ass shot. It's static, but the camera frames Alex, Luna, and the Magic Emperor from behind as they stare up at Quark. Neither Alex nor Luna can believe this shit.
Magic Emperor?
Ghaleon, no!
The camera cuts to the Magic Emperor's open palm, where he slowly begins to form a ball of magic shit. He speaks again.
Oh, no. Ghaleon, yes! Someday people may mourn this day, but my glorious rule can only begin with your enslavement.
In harmony, Magic Emperor says,
Yes. And my first order of business shall begin with your enslavement, Quark!
and when he says that, it zooms in on his glowing view hole and he seems to pulse and move with his voice. Ghaleon, I guess Magic Emperor, then hurls a magic ball of black and red shit at Quark. It hits Quark in the face and endomes him in magical power. The blast is so severe the wind blows Alex backward, and Nal is hanging on to Alex's shoulder for dear life with his little cat paws. A sphere of triangles and other assorted occult symbols is present on screen. Quark fucking howls in black and white stylized graphics as electrical noises simulate torture. His tail thrashes, and he's not having a good day. The sphere then condenses to a tiny ball, which floats into the Magic Emperor's hands. He clasps his hands around it and says,
Quark shall be the cornerstone of a new order. My world order. But who shall be my queen?
On PSP, he says,
Quark, your power will be key in the reawakening of that which I seek. But first...
The camera lingers and then zooms in on Luna's face with her twitching eye as it fades to black. So, top 10 anime betrayal?
Often I want to have a really good connection to the villain. And one good way to create a connection to the villain is for them to do an anime betrayal. And back in my day, this was the perfect anime betrayal, maybe my first.
When you say connection like that, do you mean because it's memorable and out of left field? I mean, I know it's foreshadowed now that we're adults looking at this game with adult minds and examining every fucking aspect to it, but this was like a sucker punch to the gut.
It was, yeah, for sure. Like, I did not read any of the subtext, and it was quite often that I would kind of skip through a lot of the town dialogue and stuff like that back in the day. I mean, I would talk to whoever I encountered, but I would not go out of my way to talk to everybody.
You didn't meet the lady in Burg who called him Magic Emperor 3 minutes before he became the Magic Emperor?
Yeah, I must have missed that one. This was the ultimate JRPG scene outside of like the Final Fantasy VII JRPG scene for me. Yeah. And I would watch it over and over again. I had those lines not not Ghaleon, Dear Quark, Magic Emperor Ghaleon playing again over and over again in my head. And when I heard it this time, I'm like, damn, they need to take another pass at that because it sounds a little weird at times.
Not quite real dialogue. You mentioned the Final Fantasy VII scene. And at that point, you already knew, even though it was a flashback, Sephiroth was the villain of the game.
Yes.
For a villain to come out like this at that time, I think it's equally memorable. But like, we had been primed for heel turns because 99 is also Attitude Era, end of NWO era. We were both separately into professional wrestling at this point, as many young people were in the 90s. So I was used to, good guys becoming bad guys with alarming frequency, but not in my happy-go-lucky video games.
Yes. I was still under the impression that the Magic Emperor was going to be this guy that we wouldn't encounter until the very end of the game.
It's not even one of the 4 heroes.
Especially because the manual and the guide, for that matter, have Ghaleon and Magic Emperor listed as 2 separate entries.
Mm-hmm. Not the only time the manual has guys listed as 2 separate entries.
Yeah, that's true. Would you like me to read his profile?
Yeah, hit me with Magic Emperor.
Okay, Magic Emperor, the epitome of evil. You like that one?
Yeah, it's pretty
epitome
good.
of evil?
Epitome.
Does it work?
It's all right.
With the assistance of Zenobia and the inventor Tabin.
It's funny, in the manual it says the added talents instead of assistants.
Added talents are assistants.
Chris is reading from the guide. Yes. I'm reading the manual.
The Magic Emperor has already set in motion his plans to rule the world of Lunar. As his power continues to grow, only a Dragon Master will be able to stop him before he destroys all that Althena has created. Will Alex become the Dragon Master in time?
In the manual, instead of all that Althena created, it's all that Althena has built. Again, just like really weird second pass stuff.
Yeah, it's strange, but hey, it works.
Okay, I've got some questions I'm going to ask you.
Of course.
Is the Magic Emperor in league with the Vile Tribe ladies? Are they his boss, or is he theirs?
He's their boss.
You think so? Because he's the guy with the imposing armor and also man?
He set all that shit that happened at the Crystal Tower up.
Yeah, but he did a good job maintaining kayfabe while
absolutely.
there, right?
Yeah, he hid himself quite well. In fact, he hid himself so well that we were able to trust him. I think that's why this scene works so well, is because he did a thing that we could trust.
And he also, I think he knew where Quark was, but the piece of information that he wanted was Quark's confirmation that Luna was something.
Yes.
So is Luna the one of what? The same shit they were trying at the Crystal Tower? Like, is this all more part of like experimental tests to confirm Luna is something?
I think putting the pieces together that we have so far is that like the Vile Tribe ladies were trying to find talented singers. And we know that Althena has songs, right? And
I mean, the whole game's about singing in the background.
Yes. And so also there are rumors that Althena is missing from her tower, right?
I mean, but you could also say that a lot of people in almost every culture believe God might actually be dead.
Yeah, but this game is telling it to us over and over again.
Sure, explicitly,
yeah. So that leads me to believe that Althena is actually missing. Althena is perhaps dead, and Althena is perhaps reincarnated. Like, we've already had plenty of conversation between Alex and Luna about like feeling like they have already known the songs, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they harmonize.
And they needed to find the correct singer that was the one that was most likely to be born on that specific day.
15 years ago.
15 years ago.
And 15 years ago.
So all Ghaleon needed was enough confirmation, or enough, like, he needed like 85% confirmation that Luna was the right one, and then go to Quark to finally confirm that, take his ass out, and then take her.
I mean, take his ass out. He shrunk Quark into a magic sphere.
A Pokeball.
Like, he Pokeballed Quark,
yes,
essentially.
So anyway.
Is Ghaleon into this shit, or has evil magic taken over his mind?
I hope that he's just into this shit, because we've gotten enough backstory on his somberness. He is the somber sage, after all. Mm-hmm. His somberness over the death of Dyne. So this is going to become, I think, a situation in which he's like, well, the world is unfair to me, so I will be unfair to the world.
It's also not necessarily Dyne's death, but what Dyne sacrificed at his death.
This shit ain't fair.
Right. What was the inciting incident, or when the spell was cast? Was that when the Dyne incident? Like, when did Ghaleon become Jokerfied?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember how the Harmony prologue played out.
But we can't accept that as being canon
either. Yes, that's true. So I would say that he's been slowly Jokerized.
Like, in the Harmony prologue, everybody walked out of there alive.
Yeah. I don't think that you can become the Joker in a short amount of time. You must be coming as the Joker over the course of multiple Joker-fying events.
Several inciting Joker-fying incidents. Final question. Chris, is this the work of Eiffel and his 65 minions?
I cannot determine whether or not Eiffel is involved in this. I don't understand Eiffel. Get him out of here.
So we have a bit more before we cross over into Sega CD land, where there's a lot.
Okay.
Music, Magic Emperor Ghaleon plays, and we're back in the game. Ghaleon stands, arm holding back his cape, on the platform once occupied by Quark. Luna screams. The screen tints dark. The Magic Emperor teleports Luna over to his side of the divide. Alex screams Luna's name, but the Magic Emperor speaks.
Now I know the truth. The world shall be mine on a delicious half shell.
Fucking delicious.
That seems out of character, though.
Delicious is very much in his vocabulary.
No, delicious is in his vocabulary for sure. I'm not talking about him using the term delicious half shell. I'm talking about his implication that he's going to rule the world. Because I don't think
the Magic fucking Emperor. That's his fucking job.
But his end game is not to rule.
It is.
No, he's a soup guy.
No, Magic Emperor just wants to rule the fucking world as revenge for Althena fucking him over in the past and getting rid of his best friend who may have been more than a friend.
If you go back and you think
Unrequited
about
love.
What he said at the grave, where he said his like fascist stuff, or his like authoritarian kind of adjacent language, then yes, I would agree with you. I'll be interested to see if we get any more flavor from the Magic Emperor for the rest of this video game until the end.
He then fires a purple magic arrow at Alex and Null, laughing hysterically, and teleports away as Alex and Null lie KO'd, fade to black. But join me at the Sega CD, and perhaps we can gain some of that additional context that Chris is desiring.
2 video games, 1 context. Here on Retrograde Amnesia.
This is a page and a half, so please hold on. Well, shit, Chris, it's a bit different. Before the crew even makes it to Quark, Ghaleon stops Alex to chat. He says, I'll just read it like a regular person. Alex, I was thinking, the Dragon Tribe and the goddess of Althena are central to our world, so if they are powerful, why did my friend Dyne have to sacrifice himself to protect them? Shouldn't they have been able to save themselves? That is, without calling on a Dragon Master, to do their dirty work? I think so, and that's why I'll never forgive them. They don't deserve to rule our world. I do. He says that before we even talk to Quark.
Okay, so he is saying that Dyne sacrificed himself on behalf of the Dragon Tribe?
Althena and the Dragon Tribe, and they're supposed to be this all-powerful people.
So this is more of a crusade against the gods, basically. Are the dragons gods?
I believe they're worshiping the correct religion. They're worshiping the dragons. The dragons are gods, chosen people, I think.
Okay.
So we can roll into that.
I like that. I think that's better than just wanting to be in charge.
Okay, we mosey up to Quark. He speaks with voice samples in a bitmap cutscene.
So, Alex, you've returned. And this time you've brought another friend with you. Wait, Ghaleon, is that you? I haven't seen you since we lost Dyne.
Yep, that's what he said. Ghaleon gets some fucking sinister music and transitions to his own bitmap cutscene, where my dude is sneering the sneeringest sneer to ever sneer. He talks in this cutscene, too.
Yes, dear Quark. And if not for you, he would still be alive. A part of me died that black day. But now, dear friend, things are changing again. I'll soon rule the world. But first, you have to die!
Well, Alex can't believe that shit.
Ghaleon, what are you doing?
Ghaleon laughs, and we get a very, very brief bitmap cutscene of Ghaleon tossing a yellow sphere dome ball thing over at Quark. On a black screen, Ghaleon continues to speak.
Now that that's taken care of, only the goddess Althena stands in my way. Soon, the whole world will be mine!
In less than 3 minutes, he's gotten 3 I'm gonna rule the worlds out.
Okay, and no oysters.
Not yet. Quark then appears on screen, and he's all fucked up. One eye is swollen shut. One horn is broken off. He is crying, and his neck and head are streaked with red blood. Quark speaks, but I can't quite make it out. But you can listen to it in a second.
Listen carefully, young Alex. You must become a Dragon Master now. You see, once I am gone, the goddess will be vulnerable to attack from Ghaleon. Then only a Dragon Master can save her. Alex, you must become that hero.
I think Quark says, young Alex, you must become a Dragon Master now. You see, once I'm gone, the goddess will be vulnerable to the power of Ghaleon, and only a dragon master can save her, Alex. You must become the hero. We go back to the game. Ghaleon is gone. Quark's body is there, but we can only see the lower half. Text from Quark says, now you must begin to collect the dragon equipment. You can start in the next room. In another white dragon wings will give you the ability to move from town to town as effortlessly as a dragon. But you can't use them yet, young dragon boy. You must first gain wisdom in life and seek out your true feelings. Only then will the dragon equipment serve to your true need. Remember that, Alex.
Prize of manhood, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Things of that nature.
Null cries. He says he loved Quark. Do you hear me, Alex? My heart's been ripped out. So in Sega CD, Ghaleon's loss of Dyne and not understanding his sacrifice then drove him into madness. I think that's a bit more clear.
Yes.
Let's see. We go to the next room where we get the white dragon wings. It plays an insane sound effect. Null says they lack power. But here's the thing, Chris. On Sega CD, our journey's not over. First off, Alex is still conscious. Second, Luna is safe and sound. She's back in Burg at the spring.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So do you want to wake up Alex, or let's go back to the Burg Spring on Sega CD, see what's down there.
Let's do that.
As soon as we enter, Luna starts screaming. Because remember, Ghaleon beat up Quark and got the fuck out of there. I think he killed Quark in Sega CD. Anyway, Luna's screaming. She says, Alex, help. No, stop. Alex, help. We run over, and Luna is cornered by 6 blue goblins. They speak, all you humans will be our slaves. The vile tribe rules again. Emperor Ghaleon set us free. What can we smash first? What can we beat up first? With them is another curious figure, a blonde lady who receives her own sinister introduction music bitmap cutscene. This is Zenobia. And she says, what? You again. Back in the game, Zenobia continues, Luna, I have big plans for her. Hee hee ha ha. I'm going to kidnap her. The villain theme music plays. If she's a goddess, she could be a threat to us. Master Ghaleon wants Luna in his care, but I don't have time to chat with you brats. You look young and strong. I'll sentence you to death by overwork and talon mine. We then fight some goblins. Beat them up. Zenobia calls us nasty little stains.
Ooh.
She says we killed all her henchmen. Luna begs for help, but Zenobia moves to intercept her. She tells us, you don't stand a chance of defeating me. If you ever want to see Luna again, you're going to have to visit Master Ghaleon. He'll be waiting for you. Zenobia and Luna teleport out of here with a unique sound effect. Music tragic theme plays. And Null states the state of the state. Oh my. Master Ghaleon's the Magic Emperor. Alex, what are we going to do? Who knows what Emperor Ghaleon will do to Luna? Alex, we've got to rescue her. Hey, the white dragon's wings are shining. Must mean we can use them now. Let's try it. Our versions sync back once more. Let's go back to PS1.
Yes. We're going to wake up at home.
In Alex's house.
In bed. Null pops up. Sad music is playing. It's called Sadness. Null says, What happened? Where am I? This is Alex's house, but I thought we were in the cave. Alex wonders what's up with Null. Null says, Alex, what happened to us? The last thing I remember is going to the White Dragon Cave with Ghaleon. Ghaleon, wait, I remember now. I know what happened. Alex calls out from Luna. Null confirms that she was kidnapped. Then Father comes in the room. Ah, Alex, Null, you're finally awake.
Have you ever woken up and not known how you got there? Like, is that like a thing that only happens in TV or people who have severe, like, substance abuse problems? Because whenever I wake up, I mean, sometimes if I'm in, like, a hotel or something, it's like, wait, what the fuck is this? But, like, because it's unfamiliar, not because I don't know how I got there.
I think maybe, like too much alcohol might make me, like, sleep at someone's house.
The bed spins so fast you get lost.
And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm here. Okay. But that's only happened, like, once or twice to me. I can't do the spitties.
And Alex does not drink.
Alex does not drink.
Alex does not drink.
As far as we know. Null tells Dad that Ghaleon took Luna. Father knows, though. He says, you were brought here by an old friend, a man named Lake. He found you in the White Dragon Cave and brought you here. I believe he's at Dyne's monument. You should go and thank him for saving your lives. You probably would have frozen to death had he not discovered you. Then we have control, but we can still talk to Father when we have control.
Speak to Dad again. Speak to Dad again. What's Dad say?
Alex, Ghaleon might have taken Luna's body away, but her heart is always with you. Remember that, son, and get going. Every moment she's held hostage by that leech is a moment too long.
So the way he phrased it, Ghaleon's taken Luna's body away. Do you get sexual connotation out of that by specifically focusing on the body instead of the person? Why did he say body? Was it to draw the parallel to her heart? Or is there some weirdness there?
It could have gone that way, but in this case, I don't think so. I think he is only in trying to inspire courage into Alex because Luna is always with him.
Okay.
I think. I hope.
Well, did you talk to Mom?
I did talk to Mom. She says, "Oh, Alex, you're awake. You're alive. I was so worried about you. I prayed to Althena the entire time you slept."
That's what Mom sounds like.
Yep. I don't know what I've done without my precious little boy. Oh, Alex, of course I'm worried about Luna, but I know you'll save her. You're my precious little adventurer.
Chris, as a father, if your son has gotten his brother abducted by the strongest man in the world, and a dragon just died, and your old friend brought the living kid back, do you let the living kid go back out there and take another shot at him?
Probably not. I would at the very least, I would be like, I need to be one of your party members.
Yeah. You get Father in there, or
Yes.
you at least get fucking Lake back in here, because he's clearly skilled with the fucking sword.
The motherfucker is level 99. Can you please come with me?
Yeah, can you just, I know you can't use magic, but we don't even need that shit.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll
Please,
be
I haven't even found my friends yet.
Next, I did a very important thing. I went and spoke with Luna's bed.
Yeah, did you get in there? What's in there?
Null says, I remember when we used to wake up Luna every morning by tickling her feet. She always said she hated that, but I know she really loved it. She loves you, Alex. Then I spoke with Luna's dresser. Null says, Alex, looking through Luna's stuff like this isn't healthy. You're a super freak. Super freak. You're super freaky. Yow.
You're like, yeah.
Check this out.
That would be scrotal number 30.
So, I mean, Rick James was a very popular artist, but you at least, I mean, if this were made 5 years later, it would, instead of that, there would be like an I'm Rick James bitch direct quotation in there.
Probably.
Instead of just a super freak reference.
Mm-hmm. Well,
okay, we can do one more thing, but Dad has to tell us goodbye first.
No, I gotta speak with Luna's teddy bear.
Okay, what do teddy bears say?
Yeah. Null says, I never understood why Luna liked this nasty thing so much, but I always understood why she loved you, Alex. And then I wrote, because you're a dirty, cum-stained piece of cloth stuffed with cotton.
Not the first cum reference we'll make in the next 3 minutes.
Why'd I write that?
Whatever is on your kid's teddy bears, I don't know, man.
Okay.
You could be drawing from real experience or remembering what your teddy bear, I don't know, Chris.
Sorry about that.
I
apologize.
I demand an apology. I'm going to have to tell my mom that you're not really like that.
I won't let you.
On the way out, he says, Alex, you and Luna have grown up together. Your mother and I have watched a bond form between you. We have watched that bond turn from friendship into love. Weird. I don't know if you've told her how you feel, Alex. Perhaps she already knows, but you must tell her now. Save her from Ghaleon.
Well, Chris, this seems like as good a time of any to start masturbating, so let's go to the basement and check the left shelf of junk to get Luna's bromide too.
Yeah, let's do that.
Null says he forgot it was in there. I look at it. It's called The Playful Wind.
Oh, yes.
And it's wind blowing up Luna's skirt as she walks with a basket of fruit in the woods.
Do you want to know how Victor describes this in the guide?
I would love to. Yes, please tell me. Is it more lurid and unsatisfying than the description I just gave? Listener, you decide.
I don't know. I haven't read it yet. So here you go. Go downstairs and rummage through the left-hand shelves in your grief to find Luna's Bromide 2, a haunting reminder of the hot babe you've lost.
Haunting?
Hot babe.
A haunting reminder.
A haunting reminder of a hot babe.
I've never, wanted to be...
haunted by a hot babe?
Yeah, I definitely, the whole, big lady step on me thing. I can appreciate fear in that sense, but I've never wanted to, I'm not goth enough to do it in a graveyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same, I guess. Yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
You want to go outside and talk to people?
We got a lot of people to talk to, Eric.
Music sadness continues. NPCs. Old man outside of Alex's house tells us Lake hiked up to Dyne's monument. He also tells us Lake was here once, sometime before. Thank you, Oldman. Blonde lady by the Althena statue. That's right, Chris, I'll do it. Ghaleon is silly to disobey Althena. The goddess is just going to stop him with her powers. I can't believe anyone is even worried about what he's going to try. Null gets in on it. Who needs the goddess? Alex is going to become the Dragon Master and beat Ghaleon up. And Chris, I disagree with that because the dragon powers are bestowed by the goddess. You know what I mean? God has to bless the fucking ring that you're wearing in order for it to have power.
But if God is dead, how can the ring be blessed?
Pre-blessed. It has already come blessed. Also, dragons have blessed power. Kind of like how, remember at the end of Dogma, because George Carlin blessed his golf club, or because the fucking Pope, for some reason, as an instrument of God, they can pass the power of God down on earth to other people.
Yeah, it's like a Rube Goldberg machine of God powers.
Yeah, God powered dragon machine connects Big Ball Factory, whatever you're talking about. That's why.
Okay, so if Althena is dead, but she blessed the ring is still blessed.
Or if she's dead, but the dragons are still alive, the dragons can bless their equipment to give the Dragon Master.
Oh, okay. So this is not like a curse where like if you kill the cursor, then the curse is gone.
It stays enchanted.
Okay, if you say so. Who's next?
If Althena needs a dragon master, a new one would have been born already, don't you think? And this reminds me of the rapture-hungry Christians who see no point in conservation or sustainability because God will always provide and all we need and all we should use up every resource on Earth has because he'll always provide.
Yes. Yes, nobody buy an electric car.
Purple dress, pink bow on the back. I'm sorry, you pick the next one, Chris.
How about the guy who hates Ramus?
Let's do it, the Ramus hater.
Yes. Alex, you know Ghaleon, don't you? You think you could ask him to not kill me? Please, pretty please.
What a coward.
We always knew he was a coward. He makes fun of little kids.
I don't know, I kind of do that too. Am I a coward? Oh, shit.
The practice singing girl.
Tell me what she says.
Oh, Alex, I can't believe that Luna has been kidnapped. I wish I knew how to comfort you. Luna looked so happy when you two came back. I could see her love for you in every glance. Please, Alex, you have to save Luna for her and for me.
Purple dress, pink bow on back. Hold on, do you think she actually cares about Luna or is she hoping Luna dies so her and Alex can be together forever?
I think, isn't she the one who met the guy from Saith?
Oh, that's right.
At the festival?
I forgot we'd already gotten to that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing we're talking to all those NPCs so we know this important information.
That's good because they all have little stories throughout the entire game and we'll be back here 9 to 15 more times, Chris. Don't you worry.
I won't let you.
Purple dress, pink bow on back, red hair, south of Althena statue.
I don't know what Ghaleon could be thinking. What purpose does it serve him to kidnap an innocent girl? Why is Luna more important to him than anyone else in our world? Oh, I'm very worried about Luna. Promise me you'll find her soon.
No reply.
Null says, that's going to be the easiest promise Alex ever kept.
We'll see, Chris. The kid who wanted to hear Luna sing, he says, hey, Alex, can you beat up Ghaleon? I thought he was as strong as Dyne. I can help you beat up Ghaleon if you want me to, Alex. I'll kick him in the shins like I kick my dad when he won't buy me a toy.
Oh, where do they buy toys in Burg? I feel like they would make their own toys.
Yeah, what do you think toy technology is? Do you think they have model trains or do you think it's like the fucking paddle with the elastic and the ball on it? Do they have Xbox?
They don't have Xbox. No, they have like, I think that they have like logs with wheels on them.
Oh, Pinewood Derby cars.
Yeah, basically.
All right. That's cool, man. Guy by the Spring Mill Bridge.
Yeah, he says, what kind of relationship did Luna have with Ghaleon? There must have been something between them, Alex. Why else would he have kidnapped her and tried to kill you?
Yeah, what kind of relationship are we implying here?
A sexual or romantic one.
Something weird. Did you talk to the person who already knew Ghaleon was Magic Emperor? Which one of these fuckers was it?
It was the old lady behind the house.
The lady who's behind the weapon shop?
Yeah.
This time she says, Ghaleon was our world's greatest hero, and now he's our greatest enemy. How awful.
That must have just been a fuck up then.
Yeah, that must have been like an earlier revision of something, or I don't know. It's very strange.
Very, very strange.
So you want to go in some buildings?
Did I even go in the buildings?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. Start the buildings and I'll catch up.
Rightmost residential house, blue-haired guy, the null speculator, the guy who always tries to guess what null is.
The null speculator. I like that name for him, yes.
What's going on out there? If the world gets any crazier, I won't be able to continue my life's work, which is figuring out what the heck null is. Null replies, how can you have a life's work if you don't have a life? Do the children still say, get a life? Or you only know all this stuff about video games because you don't have a life?
Oh, I know what they call each other now.
Yeah.
If they want to insult a kid as like not doing shit.
Not doing like cool enough shit that they do.
They call them iPad kids.
Oh, wow. I've heard tablet kids a while, but like iPad kids is pretty good. Kids call each other that?
Yes, I guess.
Leftmost residential house, the hick farmer guy. Burg was a great place to live until Ghaleon decided to screw it all up. Now I may as well move back to the big city because the vile tribe is going to find me wherever I go. The blonde lady with the basket, the Maribia lady.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I fought all the time about moving to Maribia. It's tearing our marriage apart.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Oh no, she's reverted to old program. Did you go in Ramus's house?
I did. I spoke with his asshole father, and he said Ghaleon could attack anywhere next. And what if he chooses Maribia? Ramus is lucky that Master Mel is there to protect him. But I'm still worried, and I hate that.
Before I really knew that, I just assumed I would go get Mel and Lemia, and like they would be on my team because they've done it before. They could do it again.
Yes.
Like everyone could be my Orin on my team.
That is true. I believe we will have no adults.
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
No adults, period. He continues.
Well, actually, Null says, right? Yeah, Null says, don't worry. If you'd come with us to Maribia, you'd know that Ramus can take care of himself. Dad says, Ramus is only doing this because he wants to make me worried, and he's doing a fine job of it.
Father has anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
What about Nana?
Nana says, I'm so worried. Ramus is all alone in Maribia. What if the Magic Emperor captures him or tortures him? I won't be able to sleep at night until someone defeats the Emperor.
You got a long time to wait.
Yeah.
The weapon shop? Did you talk to the Brett-like upstairs?
I don't think I did.
let me get this straight. There's a crazy magician called the Magic Emperor running around our world, and he used to be Ghaleon. Nice try, kids, but you should leave your lies to your pal Ramus, because you suck at it.
Oh.
Damn. The vendor says he'll sell us weapons to help beat Ghaleon. That's all I've got before I head up to Dyne's monument.
Let's head up to Dyne's monument.
Music sadness continues, and of course we find Lake there.
Yes.
Null seems shocked, but happy to see him. We of course get ho-hoed.
Ho-ho, good. Can I do a Lake voice? I think I can do a Lake voice.
You can do all the voices,
Okay.
Chris. You are the voice talent.
Ho-ho, good. You two are awake. I was afraid your sleep might be of the eternal type. Ho-ho-ho.
I like to call that woodsman karsh. Like, it has like the gravel of the karsh, but not the enthusiasm, and it's replaced with some old man grit.
Isn't that what Lake is, a woodsman karsh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Null, in a rare moment of sincerity, thanks Lake for saving our lives, but he also wonders what in the wide world of sports Lake was doing at the White Dragon Cave. As per usual, Lake refuses to explain himself.
Ha-ha-ha! I thought you might ask me that, no, but mum's the word.
You definitely fucking Mega Man at the Null, and it added to the character real good.
Good.
You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
Null, of course, hates secrets.
Alex, I'm sorry for what happened to Luna. What are you gonna do?
Null blurts in, what am I going to do? For starters, I'm going to bite Ghaleon right in the
nuts.
Lake cuts the pet fucker off.
I meant you, Alex. What do you plan to do now?
A determined Alex replies, I'm going to. Lake does not appreciate the hesitation.
Think, then act decisively, Alex.
We get a choice. I'm going to defeat Ghaleon, or I'm going to save Luna.
Which one did you pick?
I picked, I'm going to defeat Ghaleon.
Same.
I don't care if my girlfriend lives.
Same, but you know what happens if you pick I'm going to save Luna?
Tell me.
Alex says, I'm going to rescue Luna from Ghaleon's clutches. But if you pick I'm going to defeat Ghaleon, Alex says, I'm going to find Ghaleon, and I'm going to kill him before he does to anyone what else he did to Luna.
Before he does to anyone else what he did to Luna. This is a rare, vicious turn from Alex, right? Like
you are Alex. You can be vicious.
Yeah, but like he does going from zero, like to the hesitance of like, well, I don't know, and then Lake challenges me. He's like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill that fucker, you fuck. Like it's just an escalation that I don't get out of a character who doesn't speak very often.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter what we say, music determination plays, and Lake responds with,
Ghaleon now fancies himself as the Magic Emperor. He rules over the foul tribe of the frontier. Now that he's assumed the role of Magic Emperor, his power must be immense. Even knowing all this, Alex, will you still risk your life to fight him?
Here you go, Lake, double duty. Top one is what he says in Harmony.
It's going to kill me. But I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. In Harmony, Lake says,
you do realize that you're talking about going up against Ghaleon, one of the legendary 4 heroes. I've heard that he rules supreme as the Magic Emperor, closely allied with the vile tribe of the frontier.
Hold on, he's allied with the Vile Tribe, and he's not of the Vile Tribe?
I believe he's allied. I believe he is yes. I don't think he rules. I think they are in cahoots.
Okay.
If there's any truth to it, then his power must be immense. Yet, even knowing this, are you still determined to risk your life to fight for whatever you believe in?
Is every video game objective simply a distillation of, are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president?
Wow. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with a cast of characters that are young and must be inspired, then I do believe that you are correct on that, yes.
Also, in the PSP version, he said, he rules supreme, which is an all-timer of nonsense. Yeah. Chris, what do you rule supreme?
I rule supreme over children.
Because you're a coach now. In case you're not listening to the continuity, Chris is coaching soccer.
Yes, I'm coaching 3rd and 4th grade soccer now, so now I lord over children for about 3 hours a week.
Good job.
Yeah, it's great.
That's such power, such responsibility.
It's great. I give them popsicles at the end.
Do you supply the popsicles yourself?
Yeah.
You got yeah, of course there's no budget for that. Do you get Flavor Ice, the little squeezer ones, or do you get like the good shit?
I got the freeze pops at first, but then I didn't really feel like having to clean up the mess at the end.
Yeah, especially when you cut the tops off.
Yeah, because the kids won't. I mean, sometimes some of the kids do, some don't.
Yeah.
And so then I got the good shit.
Yeah. They appreciate it. Even any diabetics on your squad, they can't have that, and they have to just sit in the corner and cry.
Not as far as I know. I didn't ask for any food allergies. I guess at this age they should know better if they're not supposed to eat popsicles. But
You know what else you should know is that Determination has the same medley as the opening theme.
It does. I think it was the same one that played when Luna decided to get on the boat.
I think so. Lake hits us with the dots of satisfaction and moves over to Dyne's monument. He continues.
Dragon Master Dyne would be proud of your bravery, Alex. He would marvel at the strength that you have nurtured in your heart. Alex, do you know what killed Dyne?
And I'm like rubbing my hands together like, no, I don't know what killed Dyne. Please fucking tell me what killed Dyne. Finally, it's Lake who tells us.
The same thing that killed Squall Lionheart.
Squall's dead?
Yeah, we did a whole podcast about it.
As with many, Dyne fell victim to love. He swore to her that he would do anything for the woman he fancied. When the time came to protect her heart, he used all the power he had. And the Dyne everyone knew as the greatest Dragon Master ever perished.
It's different on PSP. He says, like many others, Dyne's heart was touched by the power of love. His vow was to a woman who, in her perfect love, continually had her heart turned toward the children of men. And when the time arose, he sacrificed it all, entrusting his hope to the future. And the Dyne who everyone knew as the greatest Dragon Master ever perished.
Oh, okay.
Again, the phrase, who in her perfect love, is going to give me an aneurysm.
Well, the whole thing about children of men was also a little upsetting there, too.
Yeah.
It didn't really quite fit.
It's like you just watched the movie Children of Men and you want to include it in your 2010 translation.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, that's a non-answer.
It is.
Alex throws out the dots. Lake ho 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 saying,
Ho ho ho! Love is never an easy thing, Alex, but you say you want to help Luna, so you must become the Dragon Master. Because to save her, you will fight a stronger opponent than Dyne ever faced.
I really enjoy like the speaking mistakes because it actually fits Lake's character. Where you're like, you must ever fucking, I mean, you gotta like some guy who's like not drunk but on the way to getting there all the time. Lake's speech on PSP, the previous one, he says, helping the girl you love has never been an easy task, but since you're the one who said you would, there's nothing left except to put your shoulder to the wheel. And again, to isolate another sentence that drives me crazy, since you're the one who said you would.
Since you're the one who said... Yeah. That line sounds like it was stolen from this podcast when you and I start talking in these song titles from Xenogears.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the one who's torn apart, of course. Awakening plays. Lake is delighted. He tells Alex he has something to cheer him up. Null hopes so after the depressing story about Dyne. Lake continues.
Ho ha ho! Don't worry, Null. I promise you'll like this. I found this in the White Dragon Cave, Alex. I want you to have it. You're going to find it as useful as Dyne did.
Got the dragon wings.
Got the dragon wings.
Got the dragon wings.
Thank you.
Lake says he'll see you soon and he scampers off.
I'll see you soon.
No, I'll try. This is my favorite new character. Thank you very much for deciding to do this.
Yeah, it hurts me to do this voice, actually. I'm going to need to be well lubricated for this voice.
Drink some honey, son.
Is he just like Dragon Master Dyne with the beard?
You think that's what Lake is?
I don't remember, honestly, but I think that's what he is.
Well, I'm not going to... I can neither confirm nor deny your suspicions, Chris, because it could spoil it for new listeners of this game. How many other level 99 motherfuckers are in this game, do you think?
Well...
Does he have retrograde amnesia?
Oh, he could. I don't remember.
Why would he deliver Luna 15 years ago?
Why would he have a beard? He's a woodsman. He has to have a beard.
It's the Clark Kent thing with the glasses.
Yeah. So we have fast travel now?
Yeah, that's basically what happened. I think Lake just shows up to nudge us along whenever we start getting off course. It's like, listen, you're going to want to travel somewhere else and you want to go on the boat again. Here, have fast travel. And all sums it all up. What a strange man, Alex. I'm glad he's helping us, but why is he doing it? I'm glad you're going to fight Ghaleon because I'd hate to have to rescue Luna on my own. Alex counters saying he'd have to rescue both Null and Luna. Null wants to get to business. He thinks we need to find out where Ghaleon went and those dragon wings could help us. Are we going anywhere else? Now that we have our wings?
I'm going to take my dragon wings to the RealNet.
Ooh.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. Thank you for joining us once again. Let's reach comments. Mega Man?
Mega Man.
Neat says, I used to be a podcaster like you until I put a freeze sleeve on my knee. See?
That's an arrow in the knee joke, Chris.
I get it. I have played the Skyrim. At least a lot of it. I was looking at my Steam screenshots the other day.
Always a wonderful activity. Reminiscent during thoughts.
Because I don't really take very many screenshots, but I have been because of the Suikoden HD remaster. And there's a bunch of Skyrim screenshots.
That have persisted? Like those stay account side and not locally?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Of what?
Just like my character in my house, like a battle.
This looks badass.
Yeah.
You need to save this.
Yeah. I also found a screenshot that I must have taken accidentally when we were playing the Just Cause 2 multiplayer mod.
Oh God, the fucking 10 minutes we did that was so fun.
That was so fun. Also, it was broken as hell, but yeah, it was.
I remember I think I was driving the helicopter and you were both, I think we had our buddy Steve in a car that was roped to the helicopter and you were riding the helicopter outside of it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The purest form of gaming.
Yeah. That was video gaming.
Yes. Yes. I also had a screenshot of when I got a cultural victory in Civilization 5.
No, that's important.
Yes.
You pass that on to your children.
Yes. I'm very cultured. Shy32 says, if I recall correctly, Stephen Hawking decided to stick with his specific text-to-speech voice because it was so identifiable as Stephen Hawking.
Strong. Fucking own it. I mean, we called it the Stephen Hawking voice when it's really some text-to-speech program from Macintosh.
It worked. Hellmel says, I like Ultraman so much I made a podcast about it.
This is true.
What's Mel's podcast called? It's called, hold on, don't tell me I know this. I know it. I've listened to a couple episodes. I haven't watched enough Ultraman to really know about it. It's called Ultra Q, I think is what it's called.
Fake net, is Chris correct?
We could ask just Mel. But yes, I think I'm correct.
Initializing fake net.
That is correct. Ultra Q. And that's Q-U-E-U-E.
And Q like line, like a Q, not Q.
Like the guy from Star Trek or James Bond.
Or Q card. Anyway, check it out.
Too many vowels.
Speaking of Hideaki Anno, you know who he is, right?
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, Evangelion. The other day I saw that there was a new Gundam movie coming out in theaters and called Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux, The Beginning.
Cuck?
G-Quux.
There's a Cuck Gundam movie?
G-Quux, yeah. It is being created by a collaboration between Sunrise, who usually does the Gundam anime, and in Anno's new studio, the one that's done the rebuild of Evangelion movies. And he co-wrote the script. I was like, I gotta go fucking see this.
Yeah, when worlds collide.
So I texted our friend Josh and said, do you want to go see Gundam tomorrow in a movie theater? And he said, yes.
And you went to go see anime.
And then we went to go see anime in a movie theater. Would you like to guess how many other people were in the theater with us?
What time was this?
It was at 8:05 on I believe, Tuesday evening.
13.
No, there were 0 others.
Oh, good.
In the theater watching anime.
And I'm guessing this was the only, it was only showing one day for one time.
It was like 4 days or something. And that was like the only time slot I could find that I would be able to make it.
What theater? This won't play for anyone else, but for my curiosity, was it at the Dirt Theater?
It was being played at multiple theaters, but I went to the Blankenbaker.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. So it was one of their smaller theaters. There weren't a whole lot of room.
Of course, you don't need the escape experience.
And also, since it was on Tuesday night, the tickets were only $6.
That's pretty good, actually.
And I was like, wow, I got into a movie for $6. I should go buy a sody.
That's fucking incredible.
I'm going to buy a sody pop with me. And I said, can I have one sody pop, please? And they said,
here's your gallon buckets, kid.
That'll be $7.
Yep. Just say, Kentucky's still pretty cheap for movies, but I think even matinees on the weekends are like $15.
Yeah, like whenever I'm like, let's go take the kids to a movie, I have to be like,
$100 bill, goodbye.
Do I want to see this movie that badly?
Do you provide the movie popcorn and drinks for your kids, or do you do what my family did and just go to Walgreens before and sneak in a thing of fucking dots?
We usually will buy popcorn, but sneak in candy for the kids.
Okay.
And then my wife always brings like small bowls, and we just pass the bowls out to everybody, and
there
then
you
just
go.
put the popcorn in.
Economical.
Yeah, it works pretty good. Anyway, Gundam movie. It was the first 3 episodes of a new series that were strung together into a movie to promote the series.
The good old Looney Tunes method.
So it was good. It was interesting in that form. It was not a good self-contained movie, but it was good enough to make me like, hey, this is actually a pretty interesting premise for Gundam. So let's watch it. Anyway, Hellmel says, I do think Ghaleon's evil turn is telegraphed in the anime intros of the game, but I do like it as a wrinkle in this otherwise very by-the-numbers game so far.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a villain turn like this, but for some reason, at my brain space at that time, I don't think a JRPG, I mean, there were twists and turns, but not in the form of a sole antagonist like this, especially when Ghaleon, in my mind, had just had that Star Tower thing where he ostensibly saved us and was on our side.
Yes. It helps to add flavor that Ghaleon is a interesting and mysterious guy just to look at.
Yeah, and he's weird looking.
Yeah, weird looking. Hellmel says, I do like that Ghaleon is motivated by grief over the death of his boyfriend and he wasn't just always like this.
Yeah. So there was an inciting incident that he perceived as being unfair.
He's very similar to Groff, actually. In seeking the power. His end is different. His end is different, though.
Not as good sound effects. Groff, Emperor of Darkness plays.
I don't know who said it, but I don't see it here, but somebody said, thank you for not spoiling Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, we usually just flat out talk about that scene, but we called it the Final Fantasy VII scene this time instead of just saying what happened. It was weird. Weird that we did that.
Well, yeah, but we identified Sephiroth as a villain.
Yes.
I think that's pretty... I wouldn't... it's funny, when you said that scene, I was thinking of a different scene.
Oh.
I was thinking of prologue material.
Oh. Anyway.
Because that was a villain turn.
Rob Oa says, I definitely wasn't expecting a Rick James Scrotal. Happens now. You never know what kind of Scrotal's around the corner.
Always hanging down.
WP's domestic girlfriend is Vic's secret favorite.
Fun for the whole family.
WP says Chris is trying to make sure they don't all run after the ball at the same time.
Oh, you mean little kid soccer?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to work on that. We're doing pretty good. There's many kids on the team that know how to play soccer. There's also many kids on the team that don't know how to play soccer. So it'll be a fun little challenge to balance this out.
How many kids on the team know who Messi is?
Probably all of them.
How about Pele?
I don't know.
Did you tell them you've seen Pele? Would they be impressed?
Have I seen Pele?
Were you at the Ubisoft thing that 2010, 2011? When Pele's fucking soccer... They had Pele on stage for a soccer game. And I was like, that's Pele.
No. I don't remember that. I remember seeing some football players there for Madden. Like Ray Lewis and the guy who looks like Thor for the Packers.
Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews, yeah. I'm pretty sure I said that guy looks like Thor before Thor was like a big thing.
Yeah, man. You did well.
Thanks. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Real Nat, for joining us today. We'll see you on the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on March 10th, 2025. Thank you, Mark Shepard, for the intro music.
You mean hot sounds I recorded?
Thank you, Steph, for the podcast artwork. Thank you, Nintendo Complete and Super Curio Gaming. Super Caro Gaming for the footage. I was looking for a playthrough of Suikoden the other day for reasons, and I found one on Nintendo Complete.
World of Long Plays and Nintendo Complete are presenting the archive of history.
Yeah, I used World of Long Plays extensively in the Space Harrier video. They encourage you to use their shit. Email this podcast at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Find us on Bluesky and or Twitter at retrogradeamnesia. And if you like this podcast, well, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam and get ad-free early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, live streams, and more. Eric, until next time.
Yes, we will kill Ramus.
And now, you may have a big dream.
Dragon kick your ass into the Milky Way. Milky Way. Don't act like you don't like the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm. The summon of the powers of the God hand. I lost a limb in a fight, but don't worry, babe, I'll be cool. The ultimate power of a god is now my secret.
My mom said she saw you at the gym.
I see your mom at the gym every single Thursday or Wednesday.
She was like, I was going to say hi, but he had his things in his ears, and I didn't want him to have to take them out.
We wave. We exchange waves. I think about taking a selfie with her and sending it to you every time, but I decide that would be too fucked up, and I don't want to do that. Also, what's your mom's first name?
So just slap this thing on your back if your back's hurting or your kid falls down or...
I have to sit on a lacrosse ball 3 times a day and move that around. What do you think about that shit?
Lacrosse ball?
Lacrosse.
A lacrosse ball?
Yeah. It's the only thing hard enough to get in there.
On your butt?
Yeah. The hamstring insertional point.
Okay.
You want to try that out?
Yeah, the TINS unit, it comes in handy. I haven't used it in like 4 years. And
it's pronounced Thames.
All right, blue text. Got it. Got a little dangle here.
It's the grip. I'm trying, man.
On Sega CD.
Do you mean Sega CD?
The Sega CD.
Yeah.
The Sega CD quote. The Sega CD quote. Yeah, now we're going to go on to the spring. I walk up towards the top of these.
However, I'm not.
A tale being built between Alex.
It seems Chorus wants to.
This is voiced, but I'll do it. I'll do my own version and we can put it at the end. Oh, then I have this written down as being voiced. I captured this, so I'll put it in the podcast. Oh, then the time has finally come. My coming out party can begin. Send in the clowns.
By Althena, what have you done, Ghaleon?
That's also voiced.
Oh. Not
Ghaleon, dear Quark. Magic Emperor Ghaleon. We'll put that in there.
Quark fucking howls and Ghaleon gets fucking sinister. Music. You must first gain wisdom in light.
Sad music is playing. It's called
Sadness.
Sadness.
Sorry. Can you say that again? Because I don't want to interrupt you.
I don't know, but like the kids across the street, the older kids across the street,
fuck them.
Were making fun of our kids and their friend earlier.
Oh no!
And they got caught by their parents.
Oh man!
And I stepped outside to see what's going on, and this kid down the street, he's like 6th grade or something.
Discipline.
He was getting fucking cussed out by his mom.
Hell yeah, by his mom.
His mom was cussing him out
in front of his friends. In front of his friends,
and his tears. He had tears and shit like that.
Did your kid see him cry?
I think so, yeah.
That's a core memory.
What's even better is the reason that they were harassing them was because my kids beat them in basketball yesterday.
Oh man, or who's taller?
They're taller.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they had it was 3-on-2, but they're taller. If they're tall, and it's a small court, it's not like you got to cover a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2nd and 3rd graders beat the 4th and 6th grader or whatever. And I was watching through the window, and you know, my kids were just drilling some threes and stuff, taking to the rack.
That's cool.
And those kids got fucking owned.
Yeah, they clearly don't play Madden.
No, it's real basketball.
I know.
Anyway, sorry, I was being silly.
No, it's good.
All that's true though.
No, it's funny until somebody knocks out a tooth. Who's next?
Oh yeah, Griffin lost a tooth today.
See,
I don't know if you
told you it's not funny anymore, is it?
Don't know if he ever told Brooke about.
Did he eat it? Is it in the poop?
I haven't seen it. He said he lost it at school, so I assume it's in his backpack.
Fuck yeah!
All right, and I think he. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. The music's on to listen to you, asshole.
Yeah, my dad won't give me a telephone yet, so I got to play music from my tablet.
Yes.
What music did he play? What's your kid into?
He's probably playing
B.I.G.
Honestly, he was probably playing Juice WRLD.
Okay, I'll. Didn't he die of drug? Okay.
Yes.
It's not important.
He only has 2 or 3 clean songs, so there's like those 3 songs that he listens to.
Responsible listening,
I guess.
I'm going to defeat the gap.
You realize that taking...
Ho, ho, ho? No.
Proud of your bravery.
Proud of your bravery. Proud of your bravery. What? I scrolled too far.
Dragon Master, you and my...
He swore to her. Swear to me.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's the same voice.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, it's basically me doing Batman.
And the Dyne. But you say you want to help Luna. Ho, ho, ho.
Is it Love is Never an Easy Thing?
Don't worry, Null. You've already done Love is Never an Easy Thing.
Thank God. Ho, ho,
ho, ho.
I agree.
Because I think that the what's the word I'm looking for here? I think that the mystique in that.
And Harmony Quark says, yes, the tragic memory falls to fade at any age. Nope. I'll replace it, but for Chris, he says, yes, dear Quark, and if not for you, he would still be alive. A part of me died that black day, but now, dear friend, things are changing again. I'll soon rule the world, but first you have to die. He says, now that that's taken care of, only the goddess Althena stands in my way. Soon, the whole world will be mine. Ghaleon speaks, but I can't quite make it out. Nope. Quark speaks, but you can listen to it in a second.
That's right, Mega Man.
That's right, there, Mega Man.
Nalix.
Can you beat up Ghaleon? I thought he was going as strong as Dyne.
You're lying. I never hit you.
Playtime's over.